The conditioning therapy used for autologous stem cell transplantation most commonly throughout Europe is the BEAM conditioning regimen, which includes BiCNU, Etoposide, Cytarabine and Melphalan. But there are lots of other high-dose conditioning regimens that may be employed. There's been one regimen called the BEAC regimen, where essentially very similar to BEAM, but instead of the Melphalan, you're incorporating high-dose cyclophosphamide. And the BEAC regimen has been used historically in a number of studies in transplantation in lymphoma. But very recently, over the last year, there was a toxicity warning from the EBMT that there was very significant toxicity reported from one centre using BEAC conditioning. So we therefore wanted to study whether this same toxicity was apparent in the transplants reported to the EBMT registry. And so we compared nearly 400 patients who had BEAC conditioning to patients who had BEAM conditioning. And in actual fact, in our study, we found that patients having BEAC conditioning, their actual overall transplant-related mortality was no different to that in patients who received BEAM conditioning. So this study sort of gave some reassurance that there is not excess mortality associated with BEAC conditioning, but I think we still have to be very careful when we're performing high-dose therapy, particularly in older patients, because the agent cyclophosphamide that is present in BEAC may actually be quite toxic for these patients and quite a challenge for their, particularly in terms of cardiac toxicity, quite a challenge for these patients to get through the transplant.